Hi everyone, I'm here today with my very good friend and mentor, Mary Dougherty. She is the Executive Director of the Gulf Coast Builders Exchange, and I cannot wait to hear your story about a time when you did a 180.
Oh, well, you're so sweet. And Candace, we do know each other well. You know, I've done so many 180s, I feel like I'm doing pirouettes, you know. It's that thing called life that just,
Right.
you know, comes at you and you go with it, but it opens up wonderful doors at the same time and provides great opportunities, like here at the Builders Exchange. But if you ever told this woman who started with her first job as a lifeguard and was the second woman to graduate the Sarasota Police Academy, who really wanted to be a doctor, that I'd be running a trade association, I'd say, no, what do you mean? There's no way. So that's where life takes you. It's a fun journey. It's a really fun journey.
So tell me about one, I mean, obviously you've had a lot of different times in your life when you've completely done a turnaround, but what's one that sticks out in your mind?
The one that sticks out in my mind most is the one that created the opportunity to become an association executive.
Okay.
I had been a deputy county administrator, and my mentor and wonderful friend, Jim Chisholm, left the county we were working at and went over to Daytona Beach. And usually when, you know, a county administrator leaves, his upper staff may choose to leave or be asked to leave. In my case, I chose to leave. And, you know, I thought my dream come true. I'm going to work at home, and I'm going to have this time to do all those things in life that I never had time to do before, and my house will always be clean, and I'll cook gourmet meals, and I'll get to the gym, and life was going to be perfect. So I very quickly realized that after a short period of time, you're not getting out of your yoga pants all day. You know, wait a minute, I'm not having lunch with anybody and there's nobody here but me. I realized just how social I was. And I realized that what was my dream come true really wasn't a good fit for me. So our dear friend, Mike Bennett, called me and said, my friends, the home builders, need help. I'm like, okay, Mike, what kind of help do they need? They need somebody to run their association. You know, they're in financial trouble. You know, the economy's getting bad. They need somebody to help and build their organization back up. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'll give this a try. I think I can, you know, help with their finances and such. I said, but, you know, let me give it 6 months, tell them to be looking for somebody, you know, for 6 months. I'll go in and clean it up and, you know, see what we can do to help them out, because they're really good people. I still love my friends at the Home Builders. But that was back in '05.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was 13 years ago. So of course, back then it was the HBA. So being the executive director at the HBA then led me to be executive director of the Gulf Coast Builders Exchange. And it's been a great journey. It's been a great 180. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy the people I work with, what we do in the community. So, but if I ever thought I would have been sitting here, I would have said, no, that's not the path I'm on.
I think it's funny because a lot of people experience something very similar where they don't expect an opportunity to land in their lap, and it may be something that they struggle with. Was it something that you struggled with at the time, or did you make the decision quickly?
I did it, of course, because when do you ever say no to Mike Bennett? But very quickly, really, you know, enjoyed the people, enjoyed, you know, the big contribution they make to the economy and what they do for the community and for the workforce. And it was interesting because, of course, it's, you know, a male-dominated profession.
Right.
And I've worked with and met some wonderful men, but, you know, I've got to say I'm really fortunate because my biggest mentor in my life was my mother. And my dad died when I was very young, so I was mostly raised by my mother, who was this wonderful, strong woman. So I never really learned those gender roles, you know. So I walk into a room and I don't think in terms of male and female. I think in terms of, okay, we're here to get a job done.
Right.
And I think that has served me well in both roles.
What would you say to other people who are going through a time in their life when they're on the cusp of doing a 180 and are struggling with that decision?
Do it. Just do it. You can always go back. Going back is easy.
Yeah.
Taking that step forward, taking the risk, that's the hard part. That's the scary part. But where you're at is always there.
Right.
You know, it's easy to just turn around and go back. It will always be there. Even moving away, going, you know, to another country to take a job, it's easy to come back. And I encourage my kids to do that. Go, explore, have an adventure, live this thing called life.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. All right, now I've got some fun questions for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite TV show?
Oh, This Is Us.
Oh, We were
Oh
just
my
talking
goodness,
about that
I
at
don't watch
lunch.
TV. I literally, I've watched 24 hours of This Is Us, and that's more TV than I've watched in the past decade. I don't watch TV, but I'm addicted to that show.
Same here.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this earlier, but what's the last book you read?
Oh, I'm reading it right now, How Not to Die. How Not to Die. It's Dr. Michael Grieger. Again, I think it's a combination of still this person who is a frustrated doctor with, I have my brother with me, which is a real gift. He's a retired Suffolk County detective who suffers from heart disease. And when he came to live with me, they told me he had 6 months to live, and it's been such a gift because that was 6 years ago.
Wow.
So taking care of his health and learning the lessons from, his issues with his health, has just been a big lesson for me. So another 180.
Yeah.
You can't just eat whatever you want.
Right.
You
That's
really
definitely
gotta
true.
take care. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
What is your pet peeve?
Oh, my pet peeve, dishonesty. We can deal with any problem if you just put your cards on the table and you're honest about it. The
Yeah.
minute, people choose to be dishonest, I just shut down.
Yeah. And then finally, what inspires you?
Oh, there's so many things and so many people. We see wonderful people doing great things in this community all the time. Kevin Cooper taking the risk to go to the Sarasota Chamber, Christine Robinson taking the risk to go to Argus. But things like the Alice Report. Seeing that, we live in this wonderful community where we have these wonderful opportunities, yet there are people still struggling, and we have the opportunity to help. And then being in a position like this where we can grow the workforce and launch people into good careers. So what inspires me is that opportunity to be able to help folks and make a difference.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and we hope that
thank you.
Mary's story inspired you as well.
Thank you.